Okay, so let's just jump right into this deep dive. Imagine a mind that, paints Madonnas by day and then designs these 15th century beheading machines by night.
Right, it's wild.
Yeah, and then suddenly you force that guy to compete with, like, a modern billionaire who launches rockets and shifts global markets with late-night tweets.
Quite the contrast.
A huge thank you to you, our listener, for sharing these incredible sources with us today. We are putting two omnivores of genius face to face today, Leonardo da Vinci and Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's a fascinating clash of, well, innovation archetypes, basically.
Exactly. And we want to extract the key insights from these texts to help you figure out exactly how you operate. Like, are you a dreamer or are you a builder?
Well, to really understand what they build, we first have to look at how they experience time, right?
Right.
Because that relationship dictates everything.
Right. Time is sort of the baseline.
Exactly. And Leonardo was basically a professional decelerator. He viewed time as this endless canvas.
Meaning he wasn't really in a rush?
Oh, not at all. I mean, he would happily abandon a patron's deadline for a decade just to, stare at the vortices in a river. He was obsessed with the fundamental why of how nature worked.
Right. Whereas Musk is, he's basically a human accelerator with tachycardia.
That is a great way to put it. For him, time is definitely not a canvas. It's like a sworn enemy that he just has to defeat.
Which brings us to that falling leaf analogy from the source, which I loved.
Hmm.
Like, Leonardo spends weeks studying a falling leaf just to understand the physics of lift.
Yeah, the pure mechanics of it.
Right. And Musk takes that exact same leaf, straps a rocket to it, and yells, "To Mars!"
Totally. Just pure, unadulterated velocity.
But wait, doesn't this aggressive velocity risk missing that fundamental why we just talked about?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if you're so obsessed with speed, aren't you going to miss the deeper insights that lead to, true generational breakthroughs?
I mean, that is the exact tension we see here. And it perfectly explains why one left behind a library of closed notebooks, while the other leaves behind physical fleets of cars and rockets.
So it's about what actually gets made in the real world.
Yeah, it comes down to what the text calls the patent paradox. Think of Leonardo as this brilliant conceptual software, right? But he was entirely trapped in a 15th century hardware world.
Ah, so the world couldn't support his ideas yet.
Exactly. He had the code, the blueprints for helicopters and tanks, but the physical world just lacked the hardware. Wood and canvas and pulleys, they just couldn't execute his code.
Because he needed advanced materials, right?
Right.
Like alloys or internal combustion.
Right. And Musk, conversely, lives in a world with infinite hardware. But here is the massive catch. Musk materially invented nothing.
Wait, really? Nothing at all?
I mean, he didn't sit in a garage and weld the first Tesla battery. He didn't bolt together a Falcon 9 fuselage himself.
So wait, if Musk materially invented nothing, if he didn't invent the EV battery or the reusable rocket, doesn't calling him a genius builder kind of cheapen the word?
Well, it shifts the definition.
Right, because he sounds more like a ruthless project manager than an actual inventor. So is this proof that modern success relies entirely on industrial scaling instead of, like, original invention?
That's exactly the argument. He acts as a managerial operating system. He doesn't write the raw code, he allocates the memory.
Okay, I see.
He takes existing concepts, breaks them down to their absolute first principles, and creates the extreme industrial environment needed to just force them into mass market reality. Modern market dominance goes to the leader who can industrialize the dream.
Which totally alters the physical space they work in. And this is a huge lesson for how you might actually evaluate your own workspace.
Oh, the contrast is staggering.
Look at Leonardo's Bottega. It's slow, philosophical, probably smells like linseed oil, operating in, almost total silence.
Pretty zen.
Yeah. And then you look at Musk's Gigafactory. Deafening noise of robotic welding, the smell of molten aluminum, engineers literally sleeking under their desks to hit midnight quotas.
It's just a totally different vibe. And the source gave this really funny scenario about a role reversal that I think just nails it.
Oh yeah, I love this part.
Like, if Leonardo were a modern CEO, he would bankrupt his entire R&D budget in 6 months, just doing abstract philosophical experiments on fluid dynamics.
He'd never actually ship a single product.
Never. But if you drop Musk into the Renaissance, he'd launch a hostile takeover of Florence, sue the Medici family, and probably use the Mona Lisa as a cover for a Spotify album.
That is such a vivid picture. And it brings us to the master takeaway for you listening today. Take a look at your own workflow this week. Are you pushing out a good enough product to see if it survives the market? Or are you holding on to it because the underlying structure isn't perfectly elegant yet?
Right, that's the ultimate diagnostic. Leonardo dreamed the future because he couldn't physically build it,
Wow, yeah.
and Musk builds the future because he has absolutely no time to dream it.
That perfectly sums it up. So thank you again for bringing this thought experiment to this deep dive. It's just a fantastic way to look at how we work.
It really is.
And I want to leave you with a provocative final thought before we go. If our modern economy exclusively rewards the builder, the person treating time like an enemy to conquer, what world-changing concepts are we entirely missing out on because nobody has the patience to stare at the river anymore?